Hey everyone, how are we today? Just doing a bit of an all signs check in for the year ahead. What is going to be the best things happening for you this year? We are just doing a bit of a check in reading, though. I am pretty hectic. I will actually be taking a week off from readings as well, so there will be no weekly readings this week. I'm hoping to be back in time. Well, I will be back in time. And so probably the first video you will see being uploaded will be the full moon shadow work reading on the 13th. Okay, so keep an eye out for that one. If I get enough time, I will try to pop another all signs up as well, but very, very time dependent. Spending a bit of holiday time with my family. We're doing a late Christmas, so celebrating that. But yes, please subscribe anyway so that you can stay updated when those are next uploaded. Should only be a week or so. Okay, so I hope to see you all back when I am back. But today we are looking, like I said, at the best things in 2025. I am using the Gilded Reverie Lenormand, just doing a bit of a check-in with that. I will be I will attempt to do an all signs love-based 2025 reading as well. So keep an eye out for that around the, if I don't get it uploaded tomorrow after this reading, it will be, around that shadow work reading on the 13th. Okay, but getting into it for you, timestamps in the description box as always. So is all my info. If you do want to contact me for personal readings, they still will be open even while I'm away. So, personal readings are the only thing I will be doing while I'm away. But if you email me or contact me through the Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or whatever. Okay, contact me through those messages or whatever, and we will organize a personal for you as well. Okay, so starting off today with our Aries. Like I said, timestamps in the description. But Aries, what are the best things happening for you in 2025? Best things for Aries in 2025. What does Aries have to look forward to in 2025, please? Okay, so firstly, we have the cross coming through for you, Aries. So destiny. Destiny is in store for you this year. This is going to be a bit of a destined, fateful kind of year where, the more faith that you have that things are working out for a reason, for a lesson, for, good things to come from those things, the more faith that you have in yourself, the more faith that you have in destiny and fate, the better things will be for you this year. Maintaining a closeness with your sense of spirituality, your sense of religion, whatever that is for you personally, whether it's, God, the universe, an actual specific religion that you're connecting to, just your general sense of spirituality, belief, faith within your own self, faith in yourself as well, okay, that you can do it. All right, Aries. The next one we have for you, we have the house energy. So finding stability, finding security one way or another this year as well. Some of you may be moving house this year as well. That can be quite a physical representative energy there with the house. So some of you definitely could be, finding a better place, buying your first home, those sorts of things, relocating in a positive way. We're looking at the best things coming for you. So if you are moving house this year, it will be a much better situation than your current housing situation. I am picking up for a couple of you here where we're looking at definitely moving from renting to owning situations as well. Moving from and also just like it's leveling up in a way for a lot of you. It's a longer security for you, like a more stable thing for you. So I'm getting from share housing into solo housing and things like that as well, where you've got your your own space, and it's a little bit more stable and secure and reliable for you. Anyone who has, I'm also picking up here, sometimes that can talk about, the family home dynamics as well. So there may be some really good stuff going on for you this year with the family dynamic stuff as well, especially if you're someone, I'm getting, especially if you are traveling to the family home this year, it will work out to be a really good trip for you. We also see the coffin energy coming through here, Aries. So there is going to be, this is a very interesting energy, because as one of the best things happening for you, this is an important ending. And I am getting quite a few intuitive messages here. I just want to clarify that, because it is some sort of transformation that happens through an ending. Clarify the coffin energy for Aries as best things 2025. Yeah. Yep. We have the scythe and then the dice. Sudden unexpected changes, cutting someone out. I feel like for a lot of you, this is cutting someone out of your life, someone suddenly being cut out of your life. For some of you, it may feel like an ending. It may feel like this person kind of being taken out of your life. It's very sudden, unexpected. This person's no longer in my life. But it actually works out to be a really good thing. Because what I'm actually picking up with that dice card there, this needs to end. This person is actually, like, the current energy of this person in your life around you here, Aries, is they may be somebody very close to you, but I don't feel as though you're willing to really admit it currently, Aries, but this person is holding you back. It's kind of like they're stopping you from taking risks. They're saying, oh, don't do that, Aries. That's not a good idea. That's not going to work out for you. Whereas it's actually the opposite is true for you this year, Aries, that high risk, high reward is going to be the case for you this year. It's going to be a good year for you to be, rolling those dice and having everything land up. All things Aries, taking a bit of a chance on things this year will actually really work out in your favor. So I kind of feel like this ending, it's going to feel very sudden, very unexpected. It may feel like a negative thing when this ending initially happens, but all that energy from that connection is actually getting transferred into brand new energy, which is where you can actually start to take some risks and have them pay off for you. I do feel that for a lot of you, this is a person being cut out of your life, and this person is currently holding you back from taking risks. They're telling you, don't do that, Aries. They're telling you that's too risky. Don't chance it. But because I was getting this message very heavily for more than one Aries with my private messages this week, a very similar kind of message where somebody around them was actually secretively focused on their own gain. So as a bit of an example here, I'm getting, like, obviously I don't want to go into details about private clients, but just as a generalized example here, it was somebody who had a specific employee that was, like an assistant, like a personal assistant that was supposed to be, helping them with all their things. But the personal assistant had kind of got it in their head that, the more that I help Aries, the more the chance that I'm going to lose my job, because then all of a sudden Aries can do it by themselves. So they were kind of trying to stop Aries from learning certain things or trying certain things because it was a bit of a threat to their job. And I kind of feel like that's what's going on here, Aries, that this person is actually, they're holding you back from learning new skills or utilizing your skills, doing things for yourself, being a little bit more independent. It's kind of this energy of, this person feeling like the more that Aries relies on them, the more secure and stable they are in their role. But as soon as you cut this person out, or as soon as this person, like I do feel that for a lot of you, it's just going to kind of happen a little bit more naturally than one of you doing it on purpose. You're going to realize that this person has been kind of, what's the word? Enabling you to not do things, to not push yourself. And then so as soon as they're no longer in your life, you actually find, this huge sense of ability and independence within your own self. And you kind of realize that, hang on, these chances that I want to take, they're actually like, my intuition's been telling me to take that chance for a reason. And I was just not taking that chance because this person was suggesting, don't do that. But then as soon as I take that chance, and it pays off for me. So, that is going to be a really big thing for you this year, Aries. But I do feel as though for a lot of you, it may be a little bit scary when it first happens because it does have that ending energy before we can transform that energy into like a brand new beginning for you. But it is a transformation energy, and it will result in you being able to take chances that are going to really pay off for you. All right. So that's what we have for you this year, Aries. The best things for 2025. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Taurus. Okay, Taurus. Best things happening for Taurus in 2025. Best things happening for Taurus in 2025. Ooh. Kind of getting dual messages here as well. That's actually a specific message I'm getting. Firstly, we have the masculine coming through. So I just want to let you know here, because this is just for one specific part of the collective, Taurus. If this is for you, you will be a single Taurus, or like a almost single Taurus. No, I kind of feel like you're probably already single and you're looking for connections with love. But you date masculine energy. So regardless of your personal gender, you date masculine and you're looking for masculine. There is a masculine coming in for you this year. It is going to be one of the best things about your 2025, namely in the fact that this connection is going to feel, it's going to feel very divinely guided, very destined. It's going to feel like fate that you meet this person, and you will know who this person is because they are going to be a very, very masculine, and they're going to be someone who really takes control. There may be an element here with the sex life of, this does talk strongly about control dynamic, as well as like the BDSM stuff, a little bit of that stuff there. A lot of high passion, high sex drives, a lot of sex. Okay, Taurus, is going to be the marker of this person. But that is feeling like it is just for a very specific group of you. For the collective Taurus as a whole, so including you guys, but also, all the other Taurus that do not fit into that little portion there. We actually see you taking a lot more control of your own life this year as well with that masculine energy. You're sort of embracing the chaos a little bit and learning how to control your emotions in a healthy way, not in a push them down, block them out kind of way, in a healthy way where, the masculine energy protects and nurtures the feminine, allowing the feminine to exist and nurture feelings and have emotions, and the masculine comes in and protects and loves that side of you in order to control the emotions from sort of getting out of control, from delving into chaos territory. So you will probably find yourself being able to master your emotions a little bit more this year, which for a lot of you, that's probably going to be a really good thing. All right. The next card we do have is the snake. So, we do have a lot of sex for you this year with that card, a lot of passion. For a lot of you, though, it may not even be actual sex. It may just be more so the desires and the passions, learning a little bit more about what it is that you truly desire and are passionate about, and where your sort of spirit is taking you on a passion, desire. It's like that red hot kind of energy, and it's like it's not taking the direct path either. The serpent travels like this, okay? It doesn't go in straight lines. So it's kind of like finding your way around any obstacles, and a lot of you may be realizing that you're finding a way around things. You're finding that little crack in the rocks and sneaking your way through this year, in ways that other people may never see that as a possibility of being able to get there through that route, especially when it's coming to, being tempted to go certain directions or follow certain passions that you have. And especially, it's going to be especially important in having faith in yourself and your ability to sneak through those cracks and have those passions met. So if you are feeling really passionate about things this year, or a certain thing this year, really, really following your intuition on that, and having faith in yourself that, I'm so passionate about this that I know that this is going to work one way or another. This is going to work because I just have so much passion for this. So I feel like there's a couple of you here that are going to definitely be finding kind of like life purpose type things for yourself this year as well. Some of you here may be very, very, opening up to your spirituality this year, religion, whatever that is for you. There's this definite destiny, faith, religious element there, spirituality. So connecting a lot more to things like your intuition and understanding that's what that is. When you've got this gut feeling that I should do that, I should go here, I should listen to this. You really are opening up a little bit more to that side of yourself, understanding that side of yourself a little bit more. A lot of you probably will be, gaining a little bit more closeness with spirit and belief and faith. Okay. Once again, whatever that means to you, just within your own self. All right. But I do also pick up on this random little energy here with the snake energy, that one of the other best things happening for you this year is that you're going to and this may not be for everybody, but because it is just coming through as just a little side note kind of energy on that snake here, even though in traditional lenormand it's usually the main message of the snake. It's just coming through as just like a portion of you here with this serpent energy for this year, that it's kind of like you're able to just intuitively know when you're being deceived this year, or when people are trying to like trick you or create an illusion. You're able to see through those illusions this year, and you're sort of less likely to be deceived by people around you this year, because the snake traditionally, we see it even here in this particular deck too. It's the snake that convinces Eve to eat the apple. So there's a bit of temptation and seduction kind of elements there, but you will see through that as deception, and you will know. So trust yourself when you are sort of questioning, is this person trying to deceive me? Trust yourself. Trust yourself on that feeling this year. And that will be one of the best things that happens to you, because you will avoid that deception, and you will see after the fact, you will kind of look back and go, I avoided that because I trusted myself. So it'll help give you a little bit more faith in self in the long run as well. So it's kind of like trusting your gut instinct, and then a few weeks later, I feel that you're going to get proof that you have made the right choice, because you kind of see somebody else get sucked in, or it comes to light somehow that that person was being deceptive. They weren't showing their true self. They were trying to create an illusion of who they were, or what they were talking about, or what they were doing. So you trust yourself. If you're feeling like someone is trying to deceive you, really listen to that feeling this year. Okay, Taurus. So that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Geminis. Okay. Gemini, best things happening for you in 2025. Gemini, best things happening for our Geminis in 2025. Ooh, clarify that second message. Card number 7, please clarify the second card for our Geminis. I have the same card for Taurus, but it's feeling different. Firstly, Gemini, we have the ship coming through as one of the best things for 2025 for you. So if you've been thinking about booking a holiday, booking some sort of travel, do it. It's going to be a great trip. Okay, there's definitely some travel being highlighted for you this year. Now, for some of you, that may not even be like a super far distance of travel, but whatever travel you're undertaking this year, it's going to work out really, really well for you. Okay, so some of you, I'm kind of getting, there's at least one of you who may be relocating for work, traveling for work. Majority of you, though, this feels a little bit more just life rather than work, trips, travels. It's not really wanting to talk too much about that. It's just sort of saying that, yeah, travel is going to be highlighted for you this year. It's a really good year for you to undertake travel. I'm seeing a camper van as well. So some of you may be sort of going traveling in a camper van, like a motorhome type thing. That might be a really good option for travel for you this year. Undertaking new adventures. That's what it's about. It's about doing something you've never done before, being adventurous, finding that little explorer spirit within yourself, and going somewhere just to explore and just to have an adventure. So whatever that travel is for you this year, that's the goal. Have an adventure, explore and have an adventure. So, especially too, like if you're someone who hasn't really explored even just the local area around you very much, it's a really good year to explore and sort of get out and about and just like find all those little secret hidden gems around yourself in the local area, even for some of you. Traveling, exploring, adventuring. Beautiful. The next card we have here is the snake energy. I did clarify this with the scythe and the fish. Okay, Gemini, so this is actually coming, it's kind of like a protection. It's for some of you it may be connected to the signs that are here, because we do have the snake, which is the Scorpio card. The scythe is not connected to any specific signs, but the fish is actually your card. So kind of something, for some of you, it's as straightforward as cutting out the snake in your life. Possibly a Scorpio for some of you. Cutting free, breaking free from the snake in the grass. Someone who is being a little bit deceptive. They seem to have created a bit of an illusion about who they are to you. It's not so much about who they are, it's about who they are to you. So this is like a fake friend, or a family member who just doesn't really care about you as much as they say that they do. It's kind of coming across as trying to take advantage of you a little bit here. But you'll be cutting this person out this year. And that's actually one of the best things happening for you this year. It's cutting this person out of your life. With the fish there as well, it's kind of this energy of, yes, that is your card, but it's also this energy of you become more true to yourself. You become more abundantly you. You become more abundant just in life in general. For example, if this person is a friend that you're cutting out this year, making that sudden change that you don't need that person in my life anymore, you may see through their deceptions in some kind of way, and that's why you cut them out. It may be very suddenly, very unexpectedly, that you are breaking free from this person. But it's kind of like, as soon as you cut out that one friend, all of a sudden you have an abundance of other friends kind of going, oh, Gemini, we're glad you cut that person out because we want to be your friend, but we didn't want to get too close to you while that person was your friend because we just didn't trust them. We didn't want what we say to go back to them, kind of thing. So you will actually, cutting this person out of your life will actually increase your abundance. And for some of you, it's actually increasing your finances as well. So this person, that definitely could be the deceptive element of this person, is that they are taking advantage of you for money, that they are, they possibly could even be taking money. Or somehow making you lose money. It could also be like if you're a business owner, for example, this could actually be an employee, and as soon as you cut them out and cut the strings and get rid of that employee, all of a sudden the company starts making more money because customers just haven't wanted to deal with that person. So cutting this person off creates abundance around you in your life for you. So some of you, it is financially too. So it does pay attention. It does pay to pay attention to this energy of who's this one that's being not 100% true. They're kind of, and for some of you, it's not that they're being deceiving. It's that you've kind of put this illusion on your own self of who this person is, and they're not that good, if that makes sense. They're not. You've tried to give them benefit of the doubt, kind of thing, and then they're not really deserving of it. So have a think about that. It may just happen organically throughout the year, because with that scythe, it's just going to sort of happen very unexpectedly, very suddenly. You're going to see through that and cut that person off, just like quick, smart. It's like Gemini sees this, I don't trust that, bang, you're gone. Bye, Felicia. The other thing we are seeing for you, Gemini, this year, we have the magnifying glass. Looking deeper. You're seeing a lot deeper into things this year. I feel like for a lot of you, it kind of starts from seeing through that person. It makes you really look deeper at other areas of your life, other people in your life, and see a little bit deeper into the connections around you, looking deeper into you yourself and what it really means to be you and what you want out of this life. You are just looking a little bit deeper into the truth of self and the truth of your life and truth of desires and those sorts of things. For some of you, doing a little bit of research as well, maybe educating yourself a little bit more. There may be some skills that you're wanting to research, increasing those within your own self. So for some of you too, this is really doing your research on those travels, because this is an adventurous energy as well. The magnifying glass, it's like kind of looking under the magnifying glass at where do I want to go? Where is really going to be the best place for me to explore, and find myself? So for some of you, that travel may be connected to finding yourself as well. All right, like a what do they call it? They call it different things in different cultures, but like here in Australia, we would probably call it walkabout, I've heard it referred to as like spirit walks and those sorts of things as well, where it's you go off into the wilderness and search for yourself kind of thing. So some of you may be sort of doing something along those lines with the travel that you're doing, trying to explore to find you, really, more than anything. But you're going to be successful with that. It's going to be one of the best things for you this year. All right. So that's what we have for you, Gemini. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Cancers. Okay. Cancer, the best things happening for Cancer in 2025. Best things happening for Cancer in 2025. It's going to be a good one for you, Cancer, I think. A big one, an important one, but overall good. Just in your sense of self, I think, Cancer. Clarify these messages. Clarify these messages for Cancer. Why are these the best things happening for Cancer this year? Yeah. This year, the best things, in a nutshell, the specific events I will go through. But in a nutshell, the reason that this is going to be the best things for you this year is because they're going to stir up looking after yourself, taking care of yourself, putting yourself first, your own healing, your own growth, maturity, wisdom within self, okay? So it is going to be a big year where, it's kind of like, it's kind of a little bit, a little bit intimidating, I'm not going to lie. Because this is going to be a big year for you, Cancer. But it's going to be one of those years where you look back and go, wow, if I didn't have that year, I would not be where I am now. Even though, not going to lie, some of this is coming through adversity. Because ain't that the kicker, Cancer? We learn the most about ourselves, about life, about what we want, about what we will and won't put up with through some of the hardest things in our life. All right, it's one of those things where, you know, being involved with a lot of other people in the spiritual community, quite a lot of people that have spiritual gifts, closeness, you know, are part of the community or whatever, have been through a lot of traumatic type events in their life, adversities in their life. Because when you are, you know, knee deep in adversity, you've got two choices pretty much. You crawl out, kick and scream and fight your way out, or you just lay there in the muck and stay there forever. We see those ones quite often, yeah? We all know what that looks like. Someone who just stays there in the muck. We've all probably got one of those in our life somewhere. But the people that kick and fight and scream and fight their way out of that, even if they're only, you know, getting a little bit further each time, they're the ones actually learning the most. And it's not school lessons, it's not educational, it's like that life, school of life kind of stuff. And you know, it is a little bit intimidating, but that's what your year is going to be. I'm not going to lie. Firstly, we have the mice. Okay. So this is going to be a big year where a lot of the focus this year is going to be centered around a loss, something that's taken from you, stolen from you. All right, so it's a bit rough. I know it's a bit rough, but and it's going to stress you out. It's going to stress you out. It's going to eat away at your brain. It's going to eat away at your emotions. But it's for the reason of learning how to deal with grief and loss and stress. It's not necessarily a huge thing, but it's, for some of you, it may be a loss that's already happened, something that you've lost already. Like, could be, you know, the loss of a relationship, the loss of a job, the loss of a person from your life in any kind of way. It's kind of that kicker energy. Like I said, it's not, you're all going to be kind of angry at me, I think, Cancer, because I'm sitting here telling you all these horrible things are going to happen this year, but it's all for the good. It's all good. I get it. It's not good when bad things happen. A loss is a loss. It's grief. It's sadness. It's stress. It eats away at your energy. It takes from you. Like, it feels like something's been taken from you. It feels unfair. I'm not going to lie. It is. It is. But this is kind of connected to it. We have the mountain here. So, you know, you have this loss, and that puts you at the bottom of this gigantic mountain where you have to choose, am I just going to lay here in the muck, or am I going to kick and climb and fight my way up to the top of this mountain where I actually learn how to deal with this? And you don't even have to deal, it's not even that you have to deal with it as such, it's that you just have to accept it. That happened. As effed up as it is, it happened. I've got to fight and claw my way up to the top of this mountain. It's going to take hard work. It's going to take perseverance. But when you get to the top of this mountain, Cancer, not only are you, you know, sitting at the top of the mountain where you can actually start to see your way clear and know exactly where to go from here, but you look back and you go, wow, I am so determined. I put in so much hard work. I was so perseverant that, do you know what? I can climb any mountain now. Now that I've climbed that mountain, now that I've had to get through that, I can get through anything. So it really, that's why it stirs something up within you, because it stirs up this little fighter within you where you're going to kick and scream and fight and punch and yell and claw your way up that mountain. It stirs it up within you, and you've got new ideas on wisdom, brand new ways of thinking about how on earth do I look after myself in this situation? How do I survive? How do I, climb this obstacle? So there is it is going to be important. Okay. I am asking what's the best thing this year, and this is what's coming out, Cancer. So, I just interpret what the messages are telling us. But this is also clarifying here too with the maze, that this is part of, I feel like this is, what happens after you've climbed that mountain is you're not confused anymore. You know where you're going. You've got to the top of that mountain and you can see your way clearly. It's like when you get to the end of this obstacle that you're hitting with this loss, you're not down here with these people in the maze. You're up here on this pergola or gazebo or whatever. You can see exactly where to go. You can call out instructions to others and give advice. Go left and you'll find your way out. I can help you. It's going to make you so much stronger. And for some of you, I am just picking up here too, there's one or two of you where just very specifically, okay, that I just feel like I need to pre-warn a couple of you. It's only one or two of you that this loss, the thing that's getting taken from you, is actually getting physically taken from you. So this is actually like a health-related thing, like an operation where you have to have like gallstones removed, or I hate that message. I don't want to tell them that. There is one person where it's like a hysterectomy, and it's going to be a big effing challenge. Not going to lie. This is scary stuff. Anything else you want Cancer to know in regards to the best thing about 2025 for Cancer, please? Talk it through, talk it out. If that's the birds there. Talk it out. That sometimes is a therapy card. Go and get professional help if you need it this year. Do not be ashamed to talk about the issues, especially with that card there as well, where I'm sort of saying you can now, once you get to the end of this, you may actually find a life purpose here for some of you in talking about your experience and telling people how to get through that same experience. This may actually end up being something very, very important for your whole entire life, that you may end up speaking on this issue. You may bring this issue to like government or something, and it could actually be quite important for the whole world, not just for you here, Cancer. So I'm so sorry that was such a confronting message for you, Cancer. I'll try to remember to put a trigger warning. I shouldn't need to put one on the best things reading, right? But more than welcome to check your other placements, okay? Your moon sign, your rising, your Venus sign as well, if you're looking a little bit more for, how love messages are going to connect for you. Please subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing the shadow work readings on the 13th when the full moon. So keep an eye out for those, Cancer. There may be something pop up in that's important for you to help get you through this year as well. But, it's one of those years that you've got to get through to get to the good-ish. So one of those readings where I really hope that it doesn't come true for anyone. So You know, one of those readings where I kind of wish I didn't see stuff. Not going to lie. Check your other placements. Send in all my love to you, Cancer. You'll get through this, all right? It's gonna be okay. All right, but moving on to our Leos. Okay, Leo. Best things coming in for Leo in 2025. Best things for Leo in 2025. Best things in 2025 for Leo. Just wanting to give a really good shuffle and get through, you know, clear the energy, nice and fresh for you here, Leo. Best things for Leo. Best things this year for Leo, 2025. Okay, Leo. Firstly, we have the moon. The moon is a very important energy spiritually. It's you know, controls the tides. It controls a lot of feminine connected energies. It helps guide animals. It helps, you know, the moon is very influential on life as a whole. That is Cancer energy as well. So there may be an important Cancer around your energy this year as well. It's your intuition more than anything, Leo, and understanding your emotions, the sensitivities of your emotions. It's not so much your emotions, it's the you know, becoming more sensitive to your emotions, and understanding how that connects to your intuition. This is actually going to be very important for you this year to listen to your emotions, and actually allow them to exist, not pushing them down, not hiding from them, allowing them to actually guide you a little bit here. Something makes you angry. There's probably a reason it's making you angry. I'm feeling it kind of necessary here to remind you, Leo. A lot of the time, you know, especially when it comes to people, if a person makes you angry, makes you rage and frustrated and things like that, triggers you. Even if you tell yourself, I don't care about that person, if they're evoking so much emotion in you, you do care more than you're admitting to yourself. So I feel like there's a big part of you that's going to start understanding that in a different way this year, and understanding that, you know, the more that you're just getting angry at people and, you know, raging and bitching and whinging about so and so did this, I don't care about them at all. But why are you talking about them? Why are you giving your energy to that situation? You're actually giving power to that. The more that you show anger towards that, because if you don't care about somebody, you just don't care. You just don't even think about them. You're just like, whatever. It does not bother you. So I feel like for a lot of you, Leo, you're going to just connect a little bit deeper with the truth of your emotions, and realizing that, do you know what? Yeah, I am angry at that person. And do you know what? Yeah, there's a reason I'm angry at that person. It's because, you know, they betrayed me. They betrayed my trust, or whatever it is in that situation. Why is that upsetting me? You know, and looking a little bit deeper into the situation of, like, is it, you know, the betrayal of trust? Is it that particular person or something about that person? Is it something about me and the way that I react to that person's energy? You're just going to get this it's a much deeper connection with your own self this year, because one of the other cards I have here is the Well, okay, which is where we bring that bucket down right to the bottom of the well within us, and we bring those things from the bottom of our soul out into the light so that we can examine them and accept them and shadow work them, whatever we need to do with those things. We're not pushing things down anymore. That's the main energy here for you, Leo, is we're not pushing emotions down this year. We're examining them. We're bringing them up to the surface and allowing ourselves to have emotion one way or another. Love and hate are both very, very strong emotions. We give a lot of energy to the people that we love and that we hate. So being a little bit more aware of that this year, and really learning a little bit more about your own emotional self, and learning, what is at the bottom of that well of Leo. What is at the very core of you, yourself. This year is the year that you really, really get to know yourself. You may think that you know yourself right now. You may think that you understand your emotions clearly. This year is really going to put it in perspective that, oh, wow, I didn't know. Wow, and it's going to give you a really good opportunity to do some really good shadow work for yourself this year, and really advance within your self-growth, within your maturity, all those sorts of things, your personal wisdom. For a lot of you, you're bringing things up to the surface, and it's really allowing you to connect with a greater purpose in life, understanding yourself on a deeper level, allowing yourself to understand the things that you do actually care about, not just the things that you think you should care about. You're not caring about other people as much this year, which is a really good thing for you, Leo. It's time to care about yourself and examine yourself and what you truly want in this world. And that's coming up to the surface this year. You're not following the trends anymore. You're not doing things for other people. You're doing things for you, learning what that is that you want to actually do, and following that, trusting your intuition, trusting your gut this year is very important for you. We do also see the letter coming through for you as well, Leo. So that's actually coming through completely sort of separately. There is going to be a very, very important communication, or for some of you, this is a communication card. Okay, so usually it talks about getting a text off someone, getting a phone call, talking to people in person, all those sorts of things. But I do feel this may actually come in the form of some sort of paperwork, some sort of information, more so information than communication for you this year. For someone here, it is like an actual document, like you're getting your documents. You're getting, like, maybe it's like a, what do you call it? Like I know the Americanized version is you get a green card or whatever. You get your documentation to live in a country or move to a country, or marriage licenses could be coming through here, divorce agreements, all sorts of important paperwork. There is a very important piece of paperwork landing in your life this year, Leo, that is it's going to be very important for you. It's going to be the best thing. So this could actually be a contract for a brand new job that turns out to be the best job you've ever had. Could be, the deed to a house. It could be, something like that as well. I do feel it's a very important document, information. It may be, like an actual doctorate degree, a landing in your, you may be receiving something like that this year, where you are, look, here's your official documentation that you're qualified. So it may be a few of those things for different parts of the collective. Some very important. Like I said, it feels way more like documentation or information rather than communication. For some of you, like for one of you, there may even be like it may be a communication degree or something like that. It may be actually somehow connected to communications. So some of you, it may be like an award from a communications social media award, documentation or something like that. So someone, it may be your what's the subscriber medal thing. When you get a certain amount of subscribers, you get the little silver plaque. I'm a Leo rising. A girl can dream, right? Still a long way off that, but you never know. That's what we have for you, Leo. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Please subscribe to the channel and we'll move on to Virgo. Okay, Virgo, what are the best things coming through for Virgo in 2025? Best things coming through for Virgo in 2025. Best things happening for our Virgos 2025. Straight away getting a few specific messages. On the bottom of the deck, very connected to the first card I have here. The first card I have is the heart. Love is important this year. It's going to be the best thing in your life this year. Love, especially too, we see here the ring and the star. So your wishes within relationships this year, your wishes about connections, your dream connection, your dream relationship. Virgo. You go, Virgo. That's pretty straightforward. Not going to lie. There's not really... It's a lot of romance. It's a lot of passion. It's a lot of unconditional love. It's your dream relationship. Some of you, it may not even be romantic, all right? Because for some of you, there may be this energy of like there's a specific relationship that you have a wish for. Like, just as a random example here, you may have always wished for a closer relationship with your sister or your mother, something like that. And do you know what? That's going to be the highlight of this year, that all of a sudden there's this beautiful relationship, all your wishes come true within that connection, and, there's unconditional love and you start to feel it. So there may be, it may be a specific relationship like that for some of you as well, but it's got to do with the unconditional love kind of stuff. So, generally that's a friendship, a family member, or, a romantic partner, but it is definitely going to be the highlight. And for majority of you, it does feel more romantic, but I am just picking up on like a couple of specific people where it's like, I've always wanted a close relationship with my mom or my sister. Or, I've never had a relationship with my dad. And then this year, that's when that happens. And it actually works out really nicely for you, Virgo. We also have the masculine energy. I don't really feel as though that's connected. That's not really connected to that love energy. This is you. This is you this year. One of the best things, one of the most important things for you this year, Virgo, is gaining control of yourself. Controlling the chaos that lives within. All right. So it's going to mean different things to everyone. But it really is about emulating divine masculine energy rather than, the chaotic masculine energy where you block all your feelings out. No, you're going to be able to process those and work through those, protect that softer side of yourself, control yourself in new kinds of ways and not be chaotic. I just keep getting the word chaotic. So things about you yourself that you feel have been chaotic, like whether it be behavior, or you may be someone who has in the past you've been very quick to things like aggression, because those are the unevolved masculine: aggression, chaos, war, fighting, blocking out emotions altogether. I have no emotions. I'm a manly man. I don't have emotions. very unevolved masculine. Whereas for you this year, it's all about evolving the masculine side of yourself. So regardless of your gender, okay. For some of you too, this does talk about, you know, the masculine connections in your life, the relationships that you have with men. You know, regardless, once again, it's not connected to that initial message here, but it's finding better male role models in your life somehow. Okay. Regardless, once again, regardless of your gender, it's finding better male role models. So some of you have already got great male role models, but others of you, that may not be the case. And, you know, you're actually going to find someone in your life this year who is actually going to be the epitome of a strong masculine role model. And you know, whether that person comes in as a friend or an advisor or a million other things, teacher, they are going to be a strong role model for you to, you know, observe what a divine masculine energy looks like. All right. So we do see, you know, the energy of transformation here for an ending. It's like an ending of one evolved version of yourself, I feel, Virgo, more than anything. It is talking about transformation with your energy. So we see the coffin there, especially too, you see this is the Egyptian imagery on this particular deck. I know it's a bit dark there, a bit blurry. This deck, it's a bit old, this deck, so it is a bit faded in spots, but it is Egyptian energy. So with death in the Egyptian energy, there is always an afterlife, and you're entering into your afterlife this year. You're sort of going through that process of ending out the version of yourself that no longer serves you in a positive way, and you're entering into that afterlife where it's like a brand new version of yourself. You're transforming yourself into brand new life, brand new version. Look, more love, more control, transformation. It's great energy for you, Virgo. So that's what we have for you today. Pretty straightforward for you guys, but you are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to Libra. Just going to take a short break. Okay, Libra, best things coming through for you in 2025. Libra, best things for you in 2025. A lot of looking after yourself, Libra, which is, you know, good to see, of course. Taking care of who's most important to you. You. I like that. Firstly, we have the moon coming through. So really needing to trust your intuition this year as well, Libra, because it's going to lead you to good things this year. If you do trust that intuition of yours, it's going to, you know, really, really come through with emotionality as well. All right. The moon controls the tides. It controls a lot of feminine energies. It controls animal movements and things like that. And you're kind of allowing that to control you this year, not hiding from those emotions, actually allowing yourself to, you know, feel them, and you use those to guide you to the things that you are most passionate about and drawn to emotionally. You know, if you have an emotions about something, it shows you that it's important to you. If you didn't care, you wouldn't feel anything for it. It's nothingness if you don't actually care. But if something stirs up your emotions, and, you know, whether it's anger or love emotions, you know, it shows you that there is a part of you that really cares about that, because you wouldn't get angry if you weren't fearful or passionate about that in some way, or you wouldn't react. Like I said, if you don't actually care, you don't actually care. It doesn't affect you emotionally at all, and you can just sort of keep on walking. So really paying attention to those emotions this year. I feel for a lot of you, you're going to be sort of seeing the flow of your emotions a lot more easily as well, especially if you are a feminine energy, because the moon is a feminine energy, and we, like I said, a lot of feminine stuff is controlled by the moon. So menstrual cycles, for example, are naturally controlled, connected to the moon cycles and things like that. So I feel for a lot of you, it's about noticing the cycles of emotion within your own self, that if I start to feel this particular emotion, then I'm more likely to do this behavior, or understanding when you are acting out of emotion. And when you see those emotions starting to rise and you're like, oh, I'll put a lid on that. I need to deal with that, and I need to look after myself in order to, not explode, or whatever that is. A deeper understanding of your own emotions this year, but also learning a little bit more about how to use those to, really guide you with your intuition as well. Your emotions are there for a reason. It's to guide you with the things that you're intuitively drawn to, because you're feeling emotional about those things. We do see the fox coming through for you as well, Libra. So this is you really not selling yourself short this year. That one of the best things that you are doing for yourself, because I feel like it's not so much the best things happening to you this year, Libra. It's the best things that you're making happen for yourself this year. This year is really a year where you're getting ish done for you. You're not doing things for everyone else. You're getting your own needs met this year. It is a bit of a car salesman energy. So some of you here, you may be not selling yourself short on a career scope. This year, you're upselling your good qualities and turning those bad qualities into positive traits for the business, and not selling yourself short at all. You're really, even if it can be a little bit sneaky, but it's not a negative sneaky. It's just a tactic that we employ in order to look after ourselves. Some people like to think selfishness is always a bad thing, but it's not. Sometimes it's important to actually be a little bit selfish and make sure that you are getting your own needs met and that you are getting something out of the situation, because otherwise you get treated like a doormat. All right. So I feel like this year you're coming out of your people pleaser era. Okay. You're really starting to do things for you. And when I say for you, with the fox cares for its own, as though that they are part of itself as well. So, if you do have children, if you do have a partner, if you do have close family, that's all part of your little den that you go out and you travel and you get whatever you need. You go and steal a chicken and then you bring it back to the family. So the family's needs come first. Your needs come first. The fox doesn't worry about what the farmer's going to think about them stealing a chicken. The fox does whatever it does need to survive. So that's what this year is for you. It's doing what you got to do, getting ish done. Okay. So don't be afraid of being very um, and very, low-key energy. Sometimes it's that low-key trickster energy that, you may feel as though you're sort of tricking someone into, for example, hiring you because you talked yourself up. But it's not really tricking them, because if you're selling yourself up, you're going to do your utmost best to try to prove that you can be that anyway. And knowing Libras, that's definitely the case. And even if you're upselling yourself, guess what? You can probably do it anyway. So I feel it's a bit that energy for you, that you're just going to get ish done this year. It's for you this year. It's not. I'm going to sit back and wait and see what happens to me, or for me. I'm going to get it done myself. If I'm not getting what I want, I'm going to go after it and I'm going to get it. Go Libra. We do have the tree as well, so it's definitely a big year for you with that family tree connection as well, with the fox there, like I was saying, with that you do things for your little den. So family tree, very important here. Taking care of yourself, very, very important here for you this year. There's a lot of wisdom, good health arising for you, healing in some kind of shape and form, whether that's emotional healing with the moon there, whether that's healing those people pleaser ways, or for some of you it may even be healing actual health issues starting to improve this year, and that's what's happening really important for you this year, Libra. So all in all, it's a big year, but it's the year of you. All right, it's looking after you, doing the things you need to do to take care of yourself, to create your own maturity, your own wisdom. It's mature to because especially to the example I give quite often to people is that I became a much better mother when I actually placed my own self as an important part of looking after my child. Because, especially being a single mother, but pretty much any parent role, even other roles as well, um, you're a much better friend to friends if you're a friend to yourself first. If you know how to be a friend to you, you know how to be a friend to others. If you know how to parent yourself, you know how to parent your child. If you are taking care of yourself and looking after yourself and making sure you're in the best possible health, mentally, emotionally, physically, looking after yourself, then you're physically, mentally, emotionally able to help a child learn how to take care of themselves. So it's actually an important step of looking after others is looking after you first. All right, because a lot of us too. If you don't do it, who's going to? Do you have a million people looking out for you, making sure you eat your breakfast and drink your water and whatnot? Probably not. All right. It's a bit of a dog eat dog world. So you need to put you first, and this is the year of that for you, Libra. Okay. More than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Um, please subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Scorpios. Okay, Scorpio, best things happening for you in 2025. Okay, Scorpio, best things for our Scorpios in 2025. Scorpio, what are the best things for your year? I'm getting a message for this is going to be really random, right? And no one's going to know who this is for until it happens. And then you're going to be like, Michelle said that. There is one of you who is winning a trip somewhere. There's one Scorpio who is winning travel, winning a trip, a holiday, a travel somewhere. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a holiday, but it's some sort of travel. And I'm picking up that it's most likely overseas for whoever that is. Awesome. Let me know when that happens. It may not be for a while yet. I'm getting July. It's literally winning too. It's winning something, like you're winning a competition or something, and the prize is travel of some sort. Cool. But yeah, just one person. So sorry for everyone that is not. But even if that's not, like, we don't know who that is for specifically as of yet. So make sure you're entering competitions like that this year. If you see a competition to, win a trip to wherever, make sure you go in that, because it's probably going to be a Scorpio that wins it. All right. So may as well be you. Okay. First card we have for you, Scorpio, is the letter. So the letter is a card of communication. It can also be documentation. All right. I'm feeling that, when it's coming through as a best thing, it is some sort of documentation. Um, like I'm getting for you guys, it's along the lines of, you know, like a diploma or a degree. All right. So some of you, it may be that. It can also be a few other, like other important documents as well, like like a marriage license. For a couple of you, it may be like a contract or a deed, like a deed to a house. So for some of you, you're purchasing a house this year, or inheriting, or coming into a house ownership role of some degree. For others of you, it's more along the lines of a contract that does involve moving. All right. So I am clearly seeing relocation for quite a lot of you. Quite a lot of you are going to be moving this year, one way or another. So it does feel like it's going to be more along the lines of more majority of you, it's going to be like for work type things. You're to fulfill some sort of contract, you're moving. So for some of you though, it may be like other types of contracts as well. So like those marriage contracts may involve moving home as well. So we do have the ship coming through. So travel in all its forms is going to be important to you this year. There is some sort of travel. So for some of you though, it is just that traveling to the new house that's important this year. One of the best things for you: relocating, traveling, documents, contracts, house. Wherever we're relocating, it's one of the best things. It's one of the best things happening for you this year. So it is surrounded by a lot of happiness and positivity and all that fun stuff. So I feel as though this is something that you're really going to enjoy. I'm getting, for you guys, I'm actually getting a little bit more distance than I normally. A lot of the time I do point out that travel can be just to the next neighborhood over or the next town over, but I am getting it's a little bit further for a lot of you. It's kind of feeling on that. Well, see, I can only judge from Australia distance, right? But it's feeling on the border of, like, the borderline of a state. So I'm in New South Wales, roughly-ish, in the middle of New South Wales. So it's about 8 hours drive to each border for me. So I feel as though it's somewhere, maybe 6 to 8 hours distance from where you currently are. If that helps narrow it down at all for some of you, maybe somewhere, because I am picking up that for some of you, it's kind of like that energy of like you've always wanted to live there and you've just never gone ahead and moved. Or there's always been something that's keeping you at your current location. Like, a lot of the time, if we're contracted to a specific job, we have to stay here. But it's like this year, something's happening where, the ideal contract might come up in the ideal location for you. So, travel is going to be important for you. And I kind of feel like it's a big move. It's not just a 10-minute drive from where you're at right now. All right. But it brings around a lot of stability for you. And for a lot of you, there is just general travel this year is going to be sort of very blessed energy around travel this year. So, if you are, planning holidays and things like that, it seems like they're all going to be going, pretty good and smoothly and safely and all that sort of stuff, because the house does talk about safety as well. So that's going to be sort of the best things for you is that, safe travels, safe housing, safety in whatever this documentation, contracting, that sort of stuff. For some of you, it may be actual documentation as well. Like, like, oh, yes, you can live in this country type documentation. They call it different things in different countries. you know, like if you're applying for tourist visas or work visas in other countries, it seems like everything's going to go smoothly for you this year. For those of you who have been waiting on some sort of important document, it feels like it is happening, you know, solid for you. You know, pretty soon too, I feel that documentation doesn't feel like it's a huge wait from when you know about it. Because I feel like you're actually going to know about that document before it actually sort of arrives in your hands. So you know, like in the example of a, you know, a degree or something like that, you know you've earned the degree. You're just waiting for it to arrive in the mail. So you've got you can hang it up on your wall and stuff like that. So um, yeah, and for some of you, that's what that document is. It's paperwork saying you've won this trip. So everyone else will be a bit jealous there, Scorpio. That's you know, the most random little message we've had all night with the someone winning a trip. So yeah, make sure you're entering competitions this year, Scorpio. I feel like you know, luck is going to be on your side with that sort of stuff, specifically around houses and travel. So you know, because here in Australia we do have some they do quite a lot of house raffle type things as well, where you can win a house. So I don't know whether they do that in other countries as well, but it's like a big charity thing that they do here in Australia, and it's actually really cheap to go in them too. It's only like $2 or something, $2, $5 a month, and you go in the raffle to win a house. And these houses are like millions of dollars, housing big fancy nice houses. So if you're a Scorpio, maybe it's time to join those sorts of things this year. Because, you know, especially too, if they run those sorts of things in other countries, well, you know, at the end of the day, it's donating money to charity. Helps here in Australia. A lot of them are. We've got the RSL ones, which I believe, you know, help returning soldiers. But then we also have, is it, what do they call it? The Martyr home lotteries, which actually helps sick kids. So um, yeah, really good to donate to those sorts of things anyway. Good karma for you, and you never know, you might win. You might be the one lucky winner, Scorpio. So there you go. I love that message for you. And I have no Scorpio placements of prominence anyway, but please feel free to check out your other placements, subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius, what are the best things coming through in 2025 for Sagittarius? Best things in 2025 for Sagittarius. Best things in 2025 for our Saggies. I'm hearing mermaid. I don't know what that message means. Now I'm hearing I set fire to the rain. That song, whatever that song is it an Adele song? I set fire to the rain or whatever. Sagittarius, this year is going to be unexpected. There's going to be some unexpected changes this year that are going to bring around a lot of change in your life. It's kind of like this energy of this time next year, totally different life. I don't know what that means yet. We're getting there. I do need to clarify this first card because even though I have drawn it for a couple of signs already, it's not being very clear with what it actually is talking about for you. I feel like there's a different message. Fame of some sort for some of you. Fame. Are you in some sort of career, like, because it can be the card of career, like the first card I've got is the moon. Can be the card of career and fame, beauty, like being in the spotlight a little bit here. Please clarify the moon for Sagittarius. It's definitely a couple of Sagittarians that are going to be rising to fame this year. Maybe just in the general world. Maybe not even anyone watching, but maybe just in the general world, there'll be some important Sagittarians rising to fame this year. It's definitely fame for someone. I've got that clarified by the sun, which is the only other fame in the spotlight. Look at that, in the spotlight. The moon and the sun together. The sun and the moon, taking over not only the daytime but the nighttime as well. You can be, with both of those cards, you can be viewed 24/7, Sagittarius. Wow, what is that? Please clarify that moon card again. Please clarify that moon card for Sagittarius collective, please. So I have the mask as well, which talks about, the mask that we wear, the facade that we wear, the character that we play, the image that we project. So that, once again, it's connecting very strongly to this idea of fame and fortune in fame, being well known, being seen for not necessarily for you, but for the character that you play, for the face that you show to the world. Something about that. So, I'm getting a lot of different career generalities coming through, like comedian, like they put on this is their show, they put on a show, that sort of stuff, acting, obviously they're putting on a role, even musicians, they're putting on that public face, that persona. I feel as though it's very important for you this year, Sagittarius, to find your brand. Okay, because this facade, this mask energy is the brand. This is me. This is what I'm showing you. This is my branding. This is my branding. Okay, because you think about famous people, and quite a lot of the time they're associated with, this particular type of image. So because we've seen it throughout history there that like Miley Cyrus is probably a really good example, because I love Miley Cyrus, not going to lie. And I was listening to Miley Cyrus last night, so it's fresh in my mind. But, she was Hannah Montana. She was known as Hannah Montana. Before that, all she was known as was, oh, that's Billy Ray Cyrus's daughter. And, that was the only way anyone knew who she was before she was Hannah Montana. And then she got so typecast into this role of Hannah Montana that when she first came out as Miley Cyrus, the singer, and, she had some of those big songs with some of the, more adult film clips. Wasn't there an uproar about that? This sweet little, and Lindsay Lohan had the same sort of thing, yeah? When she, and what was Amanda Bynes and all that, they were typecast into these sweet little innocent roles. And then when they actually showed signs of being just adult women that wanted to have fun and, were free and open about sexuality and all that sort of stuff, wow, there was so much rage about that, changing their image. So really needing to think about the image that you're projecting at the moment, Sagittarius. So if you're not projecting an image that is in line with what you're wanting success in. Okay, because for some of you, you don't need to be a Hollywood superstar to be famous. Okay, to have this fame coming through for you. You could be famous in your line of work. Okay, you might be like, everyone in the company knows who you are because you're the one that helps with, you're the IT guy, or whatever, whatever it is in your particular company. You may be this year becoming, you're the guy to go to for any IT question. Go to them. They'll know everything. You're the superstar. You're the shining model of this. So it's very important to think about, what mask do I want to show? What do I want to exemplify about myself to enable that to become the thing that I am famous for? You don't want to become famous for something like negative, like I went viral because I was being a Karen or something like that, and then that is the thing that you're known for. Although, not gonna lie, like after what we had, the Hokta girl this year, and she's really monopolized on that, and really branded herself as that, and it's been very successful for her. So you never know, right? But it feels like fame, and being famous, being well known, being the shining star of the circus, being the one that people get emotional about. It does feel like people get emotional about you a little bit here this year, where because you're presenting this facade, they feel very emotionally connected to you, even if they don't know you. Like they already know that you're the one to go to for this. You're the one to go to for that. You're the perfect example of this. You're the perfect example of that. So you are kind of being a little bit of a role model in some kind of way here, and it's coming through as fame. And for a lot of you, like majority of you, this is career connected. All right, but it's going to change things for you. There's some big unexpected changes this year. This is, like I said, this time next year, your life is going to be totally different. You're going to be like, wow, I really broke free from the monotonous, boring energy that I was in 2024. I broke free from all that drama that I had back then, and everything's just taken off like a rocket for you this year. You literally are setting fire to the rain this year. Okay, so and that kind of talks in its own way too, because it's passion setting off the emotions. You're setting fire to, fire is passion, and then the emotions is the rain. So you're setting your passion to the things that get people emotional about you, and using that to progress yourself within this image of self. We also have the bridge. I feel like that's a physicality thing, honestly, for you Sagittarius, that there's going to be a very pivotal moment for you this year that is going to be connected to a bridge. So like you think there is quite a few famous bridges, yeah? Because, we've got the Sydney Harbour Bridge here in Australia. There's, the big bridges in the Golden Gate Bridge, and there's a few really famous sort of bridges in America. And there's that big bridge. I'm seeing the big bridge over. Is it the I can never say it properly, but is it the Thames in England? I'm also seeing that bridge that opens up to like and it's got like it's a really weird bridge, like a four-way weird. The boats go upwards, or it's weird. Okay, it's like some random bridge type thing that it's actually like a water bridge thing. It's more so for boats, but it's like this weird bridge. I'm also seeing the Great Wall of China is coming through with that as well. So for some of you, you may actually be traveling to somewhere where there is this significant bridge type structure. So I am seeing the Great Wall of China coming through as a bridge here. So I don't know whether it's just because of this particular drawing, or, you know, because that to me does look like somehow connected to like temples and, you know, up in the mountains, like Buddhist temples and that sort of thing as well. So, or Mayan ruins and Machu Picchu, Peru. Getting a lot of random places like that, but there's some significance about like a bridge type structure. I don't know whether you're standing under the arch or whether you're up here on the bridge structure either. I can't determine that, but there is just something very important about a bridge this year, a very pivotal moment in your life. So I feel as though this is, you know, like you travel somewhere and then it's like that's where this big break is happening, or you know, if this is, you know, like big type fame, that you maybe sort of have a, you know, I'm just sort of like, now I'm getting like, what was that? There was a film clip on a bridge and they were like, they locked off the whole bridge so they could film on the bridge, and it's like for a music thing. So I'm getting that, and that's the pivotal moment where all of a sudden your band or your music takes off, and forever in your mind you have this beautiful memory of this bridge, because it was such a huge pivotal moment for you in your life. So, you know, if you're doing the touristy thing anytime this year, especially if it is for some sort of career stuff, bridges may be very important. There may be something just happening on or around a bridge. It may even just be like a giant bridge in the background behind you, because I'm seeing for a few of you it's the backdrop kind of thing, is this big bridge structure. And I'm saying bridge structure because for some of you it's not an actual bridge, it's a bridge like structure, but it's kind of like it's being shown to me as a bridge type energy. So there's definitely going to be something important happening for you about you know, with that, because that card normally talks about other things as well. So, and it's not talking about any of those other things. It's just talking about, you know, like a physical location, which is very interesting. And, you know, Sagittarius on the rise to fame, whether it be just within your world or, you know, somewhere within the entire world. Okay, keen to find that one out. Hey, but let us know what fame could you expect to find in your particular life, because it's going to be different for everyone. I'd love to see those comments, guys. Make sure you do check your other placements if you like. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll move on over to our Capricorns. Capricorn, best things for Capricorn in 2025. Best things for our Capricorns in 2025. Capricorn. Best things for Capricorn 2025. It's just asking me to split the deck funny. Apparently they need to be super shuffled for you, Capricorn. Best things about 2025 for our Capricorns. What is Capricorn got to look forward to? What are going to be the best things for Capricorn? The Rainbow Bridge. I kind of like that. Oh, very interesting. But this year is going to somehow transform the rest of your life, Capricorn. Transformation is about to happen for the rest of your life. Something big. Can I get clarity on that first card for Capricorn? Can we be more specific about what exactly, what area of life, what is that in regard to for Capricorn? That big and bestest thing for Capricorn in 2025. Please clarify the first card. Because yours do feel very connected here. It's still being a little bit mysterious here, Capricorn. And it was you guys that had the super mysterious weekly message too, wasn't it? Capricorn, what are you doing? You're moving in the shadows a bit, I think. You don't even know what you're doing yet. Moving in the shadows. I like it. I like it. Firstly, we've got the Rider. Okay. So the Rider brings good news. There is a lot of good news coming in for you this year. I feel like this is kind of pretty generalized for a lot of you, that there is just good vibes on the way, good energy on the way for you this year. Especially when, the transits and things like that, the astrology that we've been seeing around Capricorn, from, the Pluto finally leaving Capricorn energy, and then we've just, we're having Capricorn season. So we're having all that sort of good stuff. And we've had, 11 days during this Capricorn season here, which is, very rare energy to have the 11 portals on during Capricorn season. That's normally 11th of November energy, whereas we've actually had that on the 1st of January. I believe the 11th of January may actually also be considered an 11/11 day as well. I'm not sure. I haven't done the numerology properly, and I'm not going to bother right now. But I did see something on Facebook about someone was saying that they were classing the 11th as an 11/11 portal day as well. But I think it was just the first. But good energy in Capricorn season. So a lot of good energy coming for you. Oh, that's interesting. This year, Capricorn. So this is kind of like, yeah, it is. It's coming straight for you. I don't feel like you're having to do much for this to come your way. It's kind of like just good news is just going to show up. That horse rides in out of nowhere. Come on, Capricorn, jump on, and we're going to go right off into the sunset. Could be Prince in shining armor, like knight in shining armor type energy for some of you. So if you're finding yourself in a bad situation, there may be somebody coming on in to save the day, like a literal type knight in shining armor, coming to save the princess from the dastardly dragon. Wow, could be a fairy tale. Could be a fairy tale happening for some of you this year. Especially with, when I've asked to clarify that, I've got the moon and the maze. So the moon is it's something very sensitive, very emotional, that you've been very confused about, or that you are very, confused emotions, because this is pretty much confusion. You've been feeling lost, like you don't know how you feel for some of you. You don't know where you're going. I don't know whether I should go left or right, or just curl up in a ball and sleep all day. Well, not going to lie, Capricorn. The temptation is there. So yeah, I feel like you've been feeling very lost and confused, and it's a very emotional thing for you, Capricorn. Like, maybe it's been a little bit like my emotions lately, where it's like, I feel sad, but I'm just not really 100% sure what I'm sad about. And then I've got this impending feeling of something's coming, which it is. Something is coming. And maybe that's why, because this is also the card of intuition. But I don't know what it is because, I'm confused. I can't see my way clear. I can't see exactly what's coming, but I know something is coming. Whatever it is, it's going to be transforming your life. It's bringing an end to that feeling lost and confused energy. We have the coffin here. And you can see that in this deck, look, we've got the big guy himself, Anubis, protecting you on this journey. I love that, Capricorn. I think I've mentioned this in readings before. One of my spirit guides actually call him just the Anubis guy, because that's the closest I've been able to come to a name for the big Anubis guy. Because that's his energy. Protective. You are being protected through this transformation, but it really is a transformation. Because, with the coffin, we see a death, but we also see a rebirth, an afterlife. So you are entering into your own afterlife here. This is, after this life that I've been living right now, that ends. That's ending. Current life as you know it, ending. You're about to enter into your own afterlife here, Capricorn. Not in a literal sense, but it's going to be like a brand new life. There's going to be some big changes this year. And it really is a brand new life for the long term as well. For some of you, I keep getting this knight in shining armor, this good news on the way. For some of you, it's like a person. A person is on the way. You feel very emotionally connected. Your intuition is telling you this person's going to show up, whether you've met them yet or not. Okay, for some of you, it may be somebody you know who this is. Others of you, you just know the vibe of what you're looking for with that person that's showing up at the door for you. Because it's giving kind of soul energy. And when I say soul energy, soulmate energy, it's not necessarily romantic. Okay, because we have more than one soulmate in this life. And I consider my best friend one of my soulmates. I've been lucky enough to meet a couple of my soulmates in my life, and I've actually recently met another one, which has been amazing to be more aware of that now that I'm more, now that I know a lot more about that sort of stuff. I've actually been very aware of that, meeting this person, and we're both looking at each other wondering, like, why do we just know that we love each other? Like, not in a weird way, but like, it's a new female friend, and I just feel like I've known this person before. I've known her forever. She's amazing. I love her. What are you talking about? Like, and we've already had, like, we've literally only met in person a couple of times, and we've actually already had some really close moments just in those times. And like, I'm someone who's I'm not a very touchy person unless I really like somebody. And I've had no qualms touching this girl, like, straight away. Like, on my birthday the other night, I was like booping her nose with my nose. So, I was drunk, but the closeness was instantaneous, and it was a soul connection. So it's been really cool. It's been really cool to see that, from a different perspective than when I've, because when my very first soulmate, one of my other close friends, I met her when I was 12 or something. So, there was no conscious acknowledgement of, oh, this is someone I've known forever. It just sort of happened. But yeah, this is kind of that moment where, something is transforming in your life, and it's going to be there forever. But we do see a lot of emotions for you this year, Capricorn, because the moon is the emotion card. This is the other emotion card, but this is more about intimacy, emotional intimacy, feeling closeness, and, being able to be vulnerable. That's part of your new life is, and it's changing for the long term. This is the long term card. So this is actually the retirement card as well. So there is one of you here that I am picking up. Someone's going to be retiring this year as well. So if you are getting close to retirement age, that may be happening for you this year. And it's going to bring about your afterlife. So maybe that's the good news that you're waiting on is retirement. Okay, but yeah, this is, for some of you, it feels like a person, and it's like starting a brand new life with this person where there's this level of intimacy that, like, for a lot of you, you maybe have not even felt ever, and it's actually really beautiful. It's the best thing for 2025, Capricorn. So it's definitely going to be beautiful. All right. Wow. I really like that for us. Okay. So whatever it is, emotions are definitely on the table this year, Capricorn. So don't be shying away from the emotional stuff, because you're actually moving into a really it's safe to be emotional this year space, that it's safe to have emotions. I know for some Capricorns that's a hard deal. Yeah. A lot of Capricorns are typecast as being very non-emotional. But this year it's safe. It's safe to have emotions this year and be vulnerable with people. So, and it's going to change something. There's going to be this whole brand new life opening up for you. And this year is going to be a transformative year. It's going to be, a year from now, it's going to be different. It is going to be different. And especially if you're on the cusp of Sagittarius. All right. Sagittarius had a big, strong, transformative energy happening for them this year as well. So if you are on the cusp, make sure you do check out that one. But you're more than welcome to check out any other placement as well. Subscribe. We're going to move on to Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius, the best things for your 2025. Aquarius, best things for 2025 for our Aquarius. If I hadn't have been reading for so long here, I would have gone through the collective energy, because I have had quite a lot of repeated cards today for everyone, just all across the board, which you are receiving. Well, technically, one of them was just two of these were just clarifiers on other energies, but all three of these cards have already popped out for other placements. So if you do have other strong placements, or you want to check your moon, your rising, you may want to do that today, Aquarius, because we do have quite a lot of common energies across signs for this particular reading. It seems to be collectively a big year with certain things. I'm not sure about that third energy. I will clarify that for you. But the first energy we have is the masculine. Okay, so regardless of your gender here, what I'm getting from this, Aquarius, is it's that difference between unevolved masculine and divine masculine. Okay, so this is the year where that's one of the best things that's happening for you, is that you are evolving your masculine element. All right, so whether that be, regardless of what gender you are, we all have feminine and masculine within us, and we need to sort of balance those out. And I feel like I'm just sort of intuitively feeling that you naturally already have a pretty strong divine feminine, but this year is actually the year where your masculine is evolving a little bit here, and you're, gaining a little bit more control over the chaos. All right, the masculine, we need both in us, because the masculine protects the feminine, softer sides of ourselves, the sides that nurture and grow. The masculine protects. All right. But the unevolved masculine, it's chaos, it's war, it's fighting, it's aggression. It's, lack of control. It's trying to block your emotions so much that they just scream out of you here and there as aggression and things like that. So you're gaining a lot of control over your emotional softer self. This year, but it's in the sense of like, so you're not exploding kind of thing, so that you're not having the need to go to extremes with emotion, that you're able to actually, you know, deal with emotions when they pop up. So it's gaining that control over the emotional chaos within. Um, just I feel like for a lot of you, I'm getting this weird message here for you, Aquarius, too, about time, being able to control time this year. So I'm not exactly sure what that really means. It may be referring to like things like patience, or understanding time, the amount of time certain things are going to take. Just intuitively, it just kind of feels like you've got some sort of mastery this year over time. So for some of you, there may be some relevance there. It may make sense to you later in the year what this mastery over time message is all about. Because I'm kind of just getting, like someone able to, like, it's telling me time traveling. Like, I'm just going to roll with it. I'm just going to roll with it, Aquarius. It is telling me that you're going to have some sort of mastery over traveling through time, whether that be, traveling back. Maybe it's like just a theoretical thing, like you're traveling back to things that have happened in the past and you're redoing them. You're trying it all over again. Traveling forward into the future, using your mind power to travel forward in the future and see where you want to be in 10 years, 20 years, that sort of thing. Some sort of mastery over time there. Maybe it's because of the patterns, the cycles. So you're sort of traveling back through time so that you can pay attention to the cycles and the loops that you've been stuck in. It feels like time loop, stuck in a time loop. And you're really starting to pay attention to that and grow mastery over that so that you can break free from any cycles or patterns that, are not working out well for you, So, because sometimes, when you do look back at things, you go, oh, why do I always react to that same, like, why do I always react to things the same way? I want to change how I'm going to react. You break the cycle of how you react to something. When someone is yelling and screaming at you, there's a certain pattern of your fight or flight response, and you can actually change that. You can actually train yourself to change your patterns, cycles that you find yourself trapped in sometimes. So maybe that's where that time thing is coming through as well, because you're breaking cycles for yourself here, breaking old patterns that no longer serve you, and looking ahead in time to find a new pattern that's going to serve you much better. For some of you, it can be talking about a relationship being the most important thing for you this year. I do feel as though that's specific to female Aquarians, okay? Because, or not necessarily. No, I am actually getting straight females. That it's not, normally I don't genderize, so it kind of bothers me that I am right now. But that's all. That's what I'm getting. That whoever that message is for, woman that dates men, female that dates men, you are getting into a significant relationship this year. All right. I will clarify this last card before we get into it, because that feels a bit, for some of you, it's connected to the patterns. So you're removing the mask, because we have the mask coming through here, and you can kind of see this particular mask. It's like a giant statue mask, and you can like walk through this mask, and like it might change its face, but you can actually like walk into it and be part of that mask. And I feel like this is actually a positive mask for you, Aquarius. It's like you're learning how to mask certain things about yourself a little bit better that, once again, those patterns of, maybe you've reacted a certain way, you're learning control. So you're learning how to control the mask that you're wearing. Because we all kind of need to have a mask. We present a different version of ourselves to different groups of people. Like, we're a different version of ourselves when we're with friends, as, a different version of ourselves when we're at work and we're professional face on, so you're really kind of perfecting that a little bit. I don't even need to clarify that now, because that's what it is. It's like you're walking into the mask and gaining more control from the inside, and it's like, you're perfecting those masks that you need to wear, because I kind of feel like a lot of you haven't worn a mask and you're the same version of yourself everywhere. And that's created some issues in the past cycles for you, where it's meant that you've reacted to things, at work the way that you would react if you were with your friends. That can create issues if because if you're like me, you make fun of your friends sometimes, like a joking kind of manner, and if you're doing that to people at work, it's not professional, So it's about putting on a mask, putting on a facade when you need to. I'm getting this example of, I don't know, maybe this is just me that's done this, but it's like that when you're really young and you're first going out to the clubs and stuff, and you're like really drunk, or you've like, especially to like back when I was young, me and my friends would be like, act straight. We've got to walk past the bouncers. We've got to give our ID, and the bouncers are going to choose to let us in or not. Quick, everyone, act straight. Make sure you are walking straight, and you're not acting like you're really drunk or you're really stoned, because we'd all have like red eyes and be very obviously stoned. But we turn around and say to each other, quick, act straight. Try to act normal, quick. That's what I'm kind of getting here. You're trying to act normal under certain. It's not like a bad thing, though. It's a good thing to sort of protect yourself, from circumstances where you need to do that in order to, remain professional, or you've just been pulled over by the cops and you've got to not abuse them and things like that. Not go full Karen at someone, because people have phones and will film you and make you go viral every 2 days. Those sorts of things. So it's kind of for your own protection, that you maybe need to wear a mask this year. But it is coming through as one of the best things, that you're sort of perfecting this mask, that that it's going to protect you, So it is coming through as a good thing for you, Aquarius. But you're more than welcome to check your other placements. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll move on to Pisces. Okay, I'll just grab those timestamps. All right. Pisces, best things for our Pisces in 2025. Best things for our Pisces in 2025. It's another, I'm hearing a phrase, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? I just don't know where I've heard that. What do we got? I'm on Pisces, right? So I don't know. I'm only a small channel, so I have not been flagged for swearing or anything like that as of yet. But I want to, I want to say the things as they're coming. I don't want to censor the universe. Whooping ass and taking names, Pisces. That's one of the best things that is happening for you this year. I don't think that's interesting. Very interesting. This first energy, Pisces, it's amazingly it's like I feel like I'm being included in some really good gossip here. Feels like justice. We have the whip. So it's kind of like, because this is a negative card majority of the time, because it's about drama, it's tension and trouble, it's punishment, conflict, fighting. Feels like justice, feels like karma, feels like someone else is being punished. And this is one of the best things happening for you, Pisces. Because, we do see the whip and the broom in this card. You can see, the whip here and then the broom up behind it. So it's kind of like this energy of someone else being punished allows you to sweep this ish out of your life for once and for all. So it actually feels like a really positive energy for you. But it's kind of like karma. It's kind of like karma giving you a show. It's kind of like justice. You kind of deserve to see this happen. And I feel like you're going to, it's like, that's what I'm saying. I feel like I'm sitting here privy to some goss. What's the drama? What's the tea? What's the goss? Oh, watch that. I can see over there. It's like that person that wronged me is over there literally getting whipped by the universe. Look at that. Look at that. Pointing and laughing. Be careful how you allow that to affect your own karma, Pisces. Not going to lie. It is the best thing that's happening for you that you're being privy to this, but it is important for you to remember that there's a reason that you're allowed to see this justice being meted out, being taken out on this person. It's because you can be the better person in this situation. You can, you can know that this person deserves justice. Punishment doesn't mean that you doesn't mean that you're cheering as such. You can observe it, be a witness to it, and enjoy it, not going to lie, but don't go overboard with it, because then it's going to hurt you. It might fall back on you. All right. That's why I just want to clarify this. But it really does feel like the universe is kind of like, Pisces, I've got your back. Pisces, I'm giving you this. It's kind of like a present. No, that someone's getting their just desserts. It's clarified by the stars and the flowers. And I am kind of picking up here that this is the universe. This is destiny's path. So have faith that destiny will take care of it. Karma will take care of it. You can rely on God. You can rely on the universe. You can rely on karma. Eventually. It may take a little bit of time. It's maybe not straight away this year, but it will be eventually. But it's actually the best thing happening for you this year. So that's very interesting. That it's something along those lines. It's like being a witness to somebody receiving their universal punishment. So I kind of wanted to say things to you, Pisces, here about make sure you're worthy of observing this. Because you are the better person in this situation, and you need to continue to be the better person in this situation. You don't want to allow this person's negative karma to attach to your energy and become partly your negative karma. You don't want to gain any negative karma from this at all. That's theirs. That's why they're getting it. That's why you're being witness to this, to know that, yes, you were wronged. But do you know what? Universe has got your back. Universe goes, Pisces, you were wronged. I want to give you the result of what happens when someone wrongs Pisces. The universe is trying to give you, the universe is like, you've got time, you've got love, you've got money in your life, Pisces. All your wishes can come true, Pisces. A little bit of be careful what you wish for. But anyone who wrongs you, you can rely on universe will sort it out. All right. So it's kind of like to remind you to trust in the universe, trust it, have faith, have faith, have faith. Good will prevail over evil for you, Pisces. So just make sure you're on the good side. You know, the light will defeat the darkness. And the universe wants you to watch. Super interesting message. Like, that was really not what I was expecting. I'm not going to lie. I'm just picking up too with the stars clarifying that. You may actually, like, I feel like for some of you, you may literally have nighttime dreams about certain things happening, and then they're happening when it comes to this situation as well this year. And like, the better that you deal with this when you see it, like, once again, the more that you are on the light versus the darkness, the good versus the evil, the more that you stay on that good light side here, the more rewards the universe is going to throw your way, because you deserve it. Because I'm just picking up on that energy of that punishment. It does seem to be quite severe. So it's not necessarily even as much as what's happened to you. And you know, so the universe is like, you know, Pisces, I've got your back. This is how much pain and hurt was caused to you, grief, suffering, whatever those hatred, whatever those negative things that, you know, I feel like for a lot of you, this is a person, you know, whatever they've inflicted on you, they're getting back tenfold. And you will witness it. Yeah. So I'll tell you, Pisces, about a time the universe done this for me. Okay. I went one time, like, at the moment I'm not really dating, but I was dating at the time, and I went on a few dates with this particular guy, and he treated me badly, and, you know, expected me to drive for hours, and then pretty much just ignored me the whole time I was sitting there. And I was like, why did I come on a date with you if you're just gonna? Why did I go to all this effort to come see you and go on a date with you if you're just going to sit there and ignore me? That's disgusting. I don't like that. And then he kept trying to like use me, but I was like, I'm not interested in that. Like, every time I spoke to this person, do you know what would play on the radio? I left as soon as I left that date and got in my. I said, I'm not doing this. I'm out. I got in my car and I left. And then, do you know the first song that came on the radio? No Scrubs by TLC. So that was great just in itself. But then, you know, a couple of weeks later or whatever, and I still felt a bit like that was really unfair that I had to go through that, because, you know, I went out of my way to like give this guy the benefit of the doubt and, you know, meet him halfway. Like, I actually went more than halfway, and I was like, well, you know, I'll give him a go. And there was a weird thing about it, because, you know, like, there was an intuitive message I'd received, because when I had spoken to him one time, he had had a friend pass away, and so the universe had kind of given me this message of, you know, oh, like, be nice to this guy, go, like, you know, treat him like, go nice, go and look after him, sort of thing. And so I'd gone out of my way to go to, you know,
do what the universe asked me and give him the benefit of the doubt. And then he did that. And that was him. He chose that. That was not the universe's plan. That was his free will, had chosen to treat me that way. And so a few weeks later, I was driving down the street with a friend in the car. And, I'd told this particular friend all about my date and all this sort of stuff. We drove past him and I was like, oh, look, that's the guy, and pointed him out to my friend. We went to where we were going. We were going to like a play group or something with my kiddo. And we sat down and playing for a little while. And then the next thing you know, out of nowhere, absolutely nowhere, was a huge thunderstorm, like pelting rain out of nowhere. And my friend and I, we kind of looked at each other. We looked at each other and I just said to her, he is stuck in the rain. What's the bet? He just got stuck in that rain. And lo and behold, 2 seconds later, ring, ring, ring. So I answered the phone and I said, are you stuck in the rain at suburb? And he was like, how did you know? I didn't tell him that. I just drove past you and didn't pay attention to you. But he was starting to ask me for a lift, and I was like, after the way you treated me, I'm sorry, I'm not going to give you a lift. I don't know you well enough and all this other stuff. Sorry. And it was like me and my friend had a really good laugh about it. It was great. But like I just knew that was like the universe wanted that to happen for me so that I could just lighten my spirits, make me feel better about, look, if this person's going to try to wrong you and treat you that way, I'm going to do this. I'm going to give you a moment of satisfaction over, just something weird, natural. Like I was witness to what actually happened that day, because I could have easily been sitting at home when this person's called me and gone, can you come pick me up? But I'll be like, but I actually got to watch it happen in real time. And I knew it was happening. As soon as it started raining, I realized, and it was like this gift from the universe for me. So I feel like that was like a small version of what's happening for you, Pisces. Feels like it's going to be a lot bigger than that. But for some reason, you're going to be witness to this. And it's kind of, I feel like for a lot of you, it's to help you heal from, whatever this person has done to you, really. Because, that helped me heal immediately. As soon as the universe done that for me, that was it. I could easily, move on from that situation. And I had no more, emotion toward that person at all. Like I wasn't upset or frustrated anymore because I was kind of like, well, payback is a bitch, right? And that's what the universe sort of did it for me. So I didn't even have to do anything other than say, no, I'm not coming to pick you up. So the world has a way of working things out, What's that phrase? God works in mysterious ways. So that's something that's happening for you this year. It is going to be one of the most sort of, maybe best isn't the word, but it's important. It's going to be a very sort of important moment for you this year because of the fact that it's karma being shown to you, proof to you that you're on the right path, and because the universe won't have your back if you're not on the right path, if you're not on the good and the light, the universe won't have you back like that. So the universe wants you to witness this, to know, have faith that you deserve all the beautiful things in the world, Pisces. And this is just going to be an example of something that is going to really help you heal and understand your self-worth, and not even your worth to yourself but your worth to the universe, okay, to God. You are worthy. You have a lot of worth. You're important. The universe cares.
Okay, Pisces. So that's what we have for you. You are more than welcome to check out your other messages. Yours was definitely very different to all the other placements. So you are more than welcome to check out the other placements. You may get a very different message. But please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all again soon.